Good afternoon YouTube, Ian here from Coolice Charge Case and Power Supplies. I hope you're all keeping safe and well in these unprecedented times. It's obviously, you know, pretty challenging I think for quite a few of us out there, so you know, obviously I'm hoping you're all staying safe. I know we are at this end. We're obviously fortunate that we've got our kids at home, obviously they're safe and well inside. Obviously all the immediate family and hopefully everyone else in the world as well is going to stay fit and healthy. My sympathies obviously to yourselves if you've lost loved ones or friends in this horrible time, because it's horrible, it really is. I mean, you know, unfortunately dying is part of life, but to be taken long before your time is very sad. And I really feel for you guys if you've lost loved ones and friends in this time. I'd also like to obviously say thank you to the health staff all over the world, let alone obviously the NHS in the UK, who are obviously doing an excellent job. How on earth those people go in to work every day and put their own lives on the line to look after other people, they're amazing. What they do for us as just individuals is brilliant. So thank you very much to you guys, NHS staff and doctors and nurses, also firefighters, police, everything, all those services that are keeping the world ticking over, because obviously without you guys we'd obviously be in even more trouble than what we are. And then the same likewise for all the health care services and civilian services all over the world. Thank you very much for what you do, and please keep doing it, keep up the good work, and hopefully at the end of this you guys will all be rewarded for your hard work in these hard times. But anyway, enough of the sad stuff, let's move on to something a little bit more fun. I'm going to switch arms because I'm holding my phone with my arm outstretched. I've got another case for you. There is another one actually that I did between this, and I've got the video and the photographs, and I've not put it together with what's obviously taken place. And of course, for myself, admittedly, which I'm very thankful for, work has been very good and still is quite good. So obviously I appreciate everyone's custom in these times as well. This case is a twin ISDT T8 case. It's going somewhere in Europe. I think it's Switzerland off the top of my head. I need to check with the addresses because I'm going to contact the guy after this video. Builds on what I've already done in the past. Obviously I've got the majority of the design done already, if you like. Obviously the cutouts for the T8, the 3D printed holders are done. The connector holders are a slight variation on what I've already done before, and potentially this other case I need to show you, it's a variation on that. 4mm bullets, so 4mm female bullet receptacles, so positive, negative, and then obviously 8S balance port, so 9-pin JST XH within obviously the 3D printed holder again. You'll see that when I show you the deck. That's worked out really nice, and again that's a design then that I will carry over to other cases as and where needed, so that's good. Single cooling fan on this one. I've put it at the back of the deck, centrally located, and it's a 9733, so 97mm by 33mm single fan. I'm going to swap arms again, my arm's aching, which works well, shifts a hell of a lot of air, a little bit more noisier perhaps than the smaller 7530s, but space in this case was a little bit of a premium. And I wanted decent airflow because it's got the 2400 watt power supply in this, so it has the potential to run a little bit warmer than necessary. So there's decent airflow in there. The grill for obviously the fan, I wanted to try something, and I've done it. Basically before on some of my other videos you've seen where I perhaps started 3D printing the little grills that sit obviously in the recess in the back of the deck. This follows the same logic as that, but I've then extended the grill division bars, I'll call them grill division bars, upwards by another 5mm, so they actually then sit flush with the top of the deck. And it was something I wanted to do, and I'm quite pleased actually the way it's worked out. It looks really nice. Again, when I turn the video camera around and obviously pan over the case itself, it'll obviously answer a lot better in picture or in video format as well as pictures than what it will do in voice. So that was one thing I tried. The customer also specified the potential to be able to use not only the USB connection on the side of the T8, which can obviously be used for charging purposes, I think, but also the 3.5mm phono jack plug socket to obviously facilitate firmware updates of the charger. So I thought, well, that's quite simple to do. I've seen the little adapters to extend or add those kind of connection points within a car. So I purchased two and they were great. I fitted them. Luckily then someone on the Charge Case and Tech Tips group on Facebook said to me, Ian, have you realised that the plug on the actual upgrade adapter, USB adapter you get with the ISDTs, has 4 poles on it and not 3, which 3 is the standard stereo connection and 4 would potentially be for more data. So I was like, no I haven't, thank you very much for telling me, let me go and have a look. And sure enough, they were right, it didn't work. So I couldn't add the 4th wire to the existing connection, to the existing these connection ports. So I had to figure out another way. So what I did, I snipped the existing plug off, which worked quite well because it allowed me to shorten that lead as well because it's quite long. And I fitted it then with the required 4-pin connector, which obviously in this case allows TX, RX and ground connections, but they had to be in the right order and be in the right position. So I've managed to do that. Also then, because I couldn't then use the existing ISDT USB upgrade adapter, and instead of messing around then creating another lead, which I probably could have done, I could have made another lead up, I didn't. For what it cost, I chose then to use a little FTDI T8 adapter, I think it is called off the top of my head, and then I then soldered in the patch lead accordingly to work with the 3.5mm jacks on the deck. So I'm obviously including that in the case. The customer is then going to have his own bespoke update module to obviously suit the connections in this case, and that's worked well. Luckily I've got an ISDT SC608 charger here, so I was able obviously then to reverse engineer where the connections needed to be and make sure that was all working and fine before I've sealed the case up. The other standout point with this case was the customer specified a ISDT back-go battery checker, and I wanted to potentially mount it somewhere. Originally I was thinking of the deck and I was going to bring the connections out onto the deck, but again space was a little bit limited, so I came up with a 3D printed holder to mount this battery checker in the lid itself. And I created a 5mm spacer in the end as well, because I was a little bit conscious that it was a little bit too close to the lid to get your fingers around the connectors, so I've 3D printed a spacer that brings it 5mm further forward, and that's actually worked out quite well as well. Again, you'll see it in the lid in a minute when I open it up. So without much ado, because no point me gassing away, I'm going to flick it round, I'm going to give you highlights of the case via video. There isn't much to see unfortunately in this one. I can obviously power it up, but there's no charge in it. The customer's got the charges already, so he'll fit those when the case arrives to him. But anyway, thanks for looking. Let me show you the case. So, as you can see, usual case, max 430 case. I haven't yet done the laser. Oh, actually, I got my fan going fast in the background. I meant to turn that off, and I got the tumble dryer going, I'm afraid. I haven't yet cut the little laser etched legend plate that's going to go in there, so that'll go as normal. Nothing on the outside on this one, so this one, once it's sealed, it is going to be pretty watertight. So let me open the lid. First thing you've seen there you go, there's the battery checker. Nice 3D printed holder. You can just about make out there is the line there where it joins, because obviously there's 5mm space at the back to bring the main module forward. and then obviously we've got access to the various ports on the side, and then on the other side as well, it's going to be a bit difficult to show, but you've got access to the balance port there on the side as well as the XT60. So that looks quite nice. It's quite there presented directly in front of you, and the way I've done it, there should be just enough room to get your fingers in the side and get connections in and out, so I'm quite pleased with that. So let's pan down to the main deck. As you can see, usual carbon fibre covering, always looks good. Need to give it a quick wipe with a microfiber before it goes. Again, let's pan over, so obviously you'd have one charger located over here. You can just about see the holder there, it's obviously angled, and obviously one of the power supplies there. Charging adapter, I've modified the JST-XH, so that will obviously allow, so you've got a little bit of location then up this end for the main first negative pin, and then the others are open, so you'll be able to connect in there 2S, 3S, 4S, 5S, 6S, 7S, 8S, and then without no issues. And then obviously you've got the two main charge outputs as well. Originally, if I can grab one, I did make a bit of a boo-boo. I don't know why. I had in my head, the customer already said to me, Ian, I don't want XT60s, I want 4mm bullets, but I forgot, and I made the XT60 version. So I quickly changed them, machined the slot out slightly longer, because these ones are obviously slightly longer, as you can see, which wasn't a problem, and obviously fitted those. So these ones are also, I've got a couple of these ready to go. I might actually use these for my case, because I'm building myself an ISDT Q6 twin case. I was going to go for a quad, but I don't think I really need 4 Q8s, so I'm going to use those on mine. Let me put that back over there. As you see, that looks quite nice and neat, and obviously there's 2 of those, 2 chargers, 1 per charger. And obviously all the leads are just pretty much loose in here, so they're obviously being held at the back. AC socket in, nice and simple, just plug it in, and there we go. There's the USB and 3.5mm phono jack plug I was saying about. Now obviously I've figured out what that was. Thank you again for the heads up on the Facebook group there. That works really nice and looks nice, it integrates well. Middle, here's the fan grill that I was explaining about. As you can see, it comes flush now with the deck surface, so it actually looks quite nice. I must admit, I do like the little bit of the two-tone bit where you've got normally where you've got the charger, and then obviously then where I use the white polypropylene or natural polypropylene, you get the little white edge. But this one, I thought I'd try this version, this option with the grills, and it's working well, so I'm pleased with that. So updater port then for the right hand charger, update port for the left hand charger, which is sat there. The little box, that's the back go. Within that case then, within that little cardboard box, it's got the little updater, the little USB updater, which you'll see in photographs because I did take pictures of it. Then obviously then got the USB twin charge port then as normal over this side, again wired in. So as you can see, it's quite nice. It's going to be nice and portable. I don't know the weight off the top of my head. When it's in the cardboard box, obviously I'll be weighing it for the courier, but it's not too silly. It's not unrealistic weight, this one. So it looks quite nice. It's usable. It's going to be practical. So yeah, hopefully the customer's going to be really happy with this when it turns up. So battery checker, go into that. There is obviously then space in the lid. Say later down the line, customer wanted to do something with like a lid tidy, could perhaps fit one of my basic ones in there with obviously the Velcro or elastic straps to obviously hold Charles leads in and stuff. That could easily be done, so that's quite handy for future expansion maybe. But overall, looking good. It's going to be nice. No doubt I'll perhaps hopefully send some photographs of it being used when the chargers are in place, and it'll be good to go. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. Speak to you soon. Cheers. Bye bye.